My name is Dylan Kim, and I'm a four-year senior from Southbury, Connecticut. And this summer I had the fortunate experience to be able to intern at the New York Botanical Garden with Dr. Andrew Henderson, who is the curator of palms. I'd first off like to thank Ms. Guidati, Mr. Parvis, Dr. Benedict, and Mrs. Bertulia, without which this internship would not be possible. Prior to this summer, I never imagined myself in such a role. I had very little science background. I had only taken accelerated physics my freshman year and honors chemistry my sophomore year. I didn't even take a science class last year. As you can imagine, I was really hesitant to apply for this internship because of that limited experience, but my advisor at the time, Mr. Serafine, really pushed me towards applying, and I did. So long story short, I got the position, and now after the fact, I couldn't be happier that I did. My job, in short, was to make a documentary for Dr. Henderson with footage that he collected while on a trip to Vietnam studying palm species. The purpose of this video was to show the International Palm Society, who funded this project, a bit of Vietnam's palms and its people, as well as research, or to support the garden's research and outreach programs. One of the biggest challenges actually was to make a video that satisfied all these different audiences. I wanted to make it academic enough so that scientists and palm enthusiasts would enjoy it, but also include enough human interest and cultural elements so that it would be entertaining to the casual viewer. When I first met Dr. Henderson and obtained the footage he had collected, I was shocked. He gave me around 127 gigabytes of footage, which amounts to about 50 to 75 hours. And during that first day, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with all this? Because I had never done a project of this scale before. But I settled into the position, and through frequent communication with Dr. Henderson, that footage boiled down to a little over an hour. This week, actually, I'm just finishing up and putting the final touches on the project, after which it'll be sent to the International Palm Society to be posted on their website. The final stages of the project were really nitty-gritty and slow-going because I had to comb through with a really fine-tooth comb and make sure that all the minor details were up to par with the nomenclature and whatnot. And I know this might seem really daunting for all of you who might be interested, and I won't lie, it was a lot of work, but it never got to the point where it was overwhelming or to a point where I couldn't manage the load. And throughout the whole process, Dr. Naczi and Dr. Henderson were present and provided a ton of support and strategizing and made sure that all my needs were taken care of with equipment, etc. And before we even got started, actually, Teddy Verhagen, who couldn't be here today, he's sick, along with Ms. Guidati, Dr. Benedict, and Mr. Parvis, went down to the Bronx to tour the gardens and meet the scientists over lunch, where we established expectations and made sure we were all on the same page with goals. I'm so glad that I took part in this opportunity. I was not only able to put what I knew in movie making to the test, but I also gained a new appreciation for Vietnamese culture, and especially the economic importance of palms. So I actually have a quick video. It's kind of like a compilation of some of the best moments from my time there.
Several aspects of our research. It allowed us to make another collecting trip to the country, but it also allowed us to film this trip and make a short video for the members of the International Palm Society to show them something of the country and its palms. So in May 2017, we set out from Hanoi to make a collecting trip and a video along the Ho Chi Minh Highway. Through Hanoi traffic. Look at this, straight across. Look at that. Look. We've got it on film. Look. This little town down here is Mai Chau. The town just a little bit further along there is where Rapis pedalii grows, on those mountains there.
They collected for room. Đấy. Cái khoa rồi. Đấy, được rồi, khoa. Ok, được rồi.
Middle leaflet, which is this one, is split. Professor, look, what a surprise to see. Very beautiful connector. Just so when you've got that up, hold that up. Let me see it. You should hold it up. Very beautiful. Yeah, we think it's a connector.
Đây à?
No, no, they're three-sided. Roots they collected. Oh yeah?
Tell us some no answers.
Yeah, true. We spent 2 days to find it. Now it's here. I never. The local man got a snake. This is a poison one. It's a very, very rare species.
All day, maybe 200 kilometers along the Ho Chi Minh Highway.
So as you can see, there's a huge
Assisting.
variety of footage, cultural, scientific, that I dealt with in doing this project, and it was just so fun to go through and see what Dr. Henderson did. For instance, the man who found the snake, I couldn't tell you what he was doing that deep in the jungle at that point, or how we caught the snake, but it was just interesting to see, you know, his fascination with it, even though he lives among it the whole time. So if you're at all interested in this program or applying yourself, as you can see, it doesn't matter how much scientific background you have. It really matters just your enthusiasm for it. So you can either talk to me or Teddy when he gets back. And now I'll introduce Dr. Naczi. Dr. Naczi is going to tell us more about the Taft NYBG internship program. Dr. Naczi is the curator of North American botany at the New York Botanical Garden. Since its inception 8 years ago, he has coordinated the Taft internship program and also served as a mentor. Please welcome Dr. Naczi.
Good morning. Morning. Thank you very much, Dylan, for your kind introduction, but even more, thank you very much for your dedication to your project. You did an excellent job. You make Taft shine and NYBG also. Thank you. Like other scientists at New York Botanical Garden, I truly love plants. We love plants and we love to share our passion about plants. And that's why we are very happy to be working with Taft students. So we find your drive, your questions, your quest for learning, your hard work, your talent. Frankly, we find it exhilarating to work with you. So as you can see, these are some interns from past summers. And in our summer intern science program, now entering its 7th year, we've had 8 individuals in the past, including Dylan, as you know, and Teddy also. So I salute these students, and many of them now have moved on to their own careers, furthering up with their university studies and onward. So what I'd like to do at this point is introduce you to the garden and what it has to offer. So let's first talk about facilities. At the heart of our facilities are the herbarium. The herbarium is a museum of plant specimens. The plants are pressed and dried, like this one here, and kept in these cabinets. And they are from throughout the world, and our herbarium is the largest in the Western Hemisphere with over 7 million specimens, and it's one of the 3 largest in the world. We also have the Molecular Systematics and Structural Botany Laboratory, where we pursue DNA-based studies of plants and their diversity, as well as cellular and tissue level studies. That's the structural part of it. We have a geographic information systems laboratory where we pursue mapping and analysis of geographic distributions of plants. We also have our living collections that complement the herbarium. And we have these living collections under glass in the conservatory, but also growing outdoors in our various gardens and arboreta. And then at the core of the property is an original growth forest, including attractive old growth. And in fact, that forest is the whole reason why the garden is located where it is, because it predates the founding of the Bronx. Now, in terms of our own areas of research and expertise, first and foremost is botanical systematics. I myself I am a systematist, and what systematists do is we study the diversity of botanical life on the planet. We classify it, we discover and describe new species, we promulgate and disseminate ways of identifying them, and we also study relationships among plants. We study their phylogeny. In terms of floristics, many of us also have a certain geographic area that we take on. For me, it's the northeastern part of the United States and adjacent Canada. And we study all the plants that grow within these areas and also their geographic distributions, their frequencies, and their conservation. In the genomics program, various scientists study the structure and function of the genomes of plants, whether it be nuclear, mitochondrial, or plastid. It's actually all three that we study. And we use this information to study and understand plant development and the evolution of plant form, the morphology or appearance of plants. Many of us also study ethnobotany, which is the branch of botany that deals with human relations with plants, human uses of plants, human understanding of plants. Now, at this point, you'd be right to ask yourself, what's in it for me? And what I want to point out first and foremost is that by pursuing our summer science internship, you would be setting yourself apart from your peers, above your peers, because the experience you would gain would give you new insights that would prepare you better for your career. It would also allow you to develop a special relationship with a mentor. Just think about, here's someone who can help write letters of recommendation in the future. And you would also be participating in the larger internship program. So we have anywhere between 15 and 25 students who participate in internships throughout the garden in the summer in science. These interns come from many different schools, and so we have a weekly program to help all of our interns with such things as career preparation, how to better prepare and present oneself for college and careers, how to present scientific seminars, how to write scientific papers, basic botany, on and on and on. It's also a great way to socialize with and interact with, network other young people who are very interested in botanical science. So what's in it for us? As curators, we benefit in many ways because we have active, real research that is solving or attempting to solve real societal needs, and we need help with these projects. So by working with you, we get that help from, frankly, the best and the brightest. That stimulates us. We love to work with people who are interested and enthusiastic. And this gives us a chance to help mold the next generation. So you're budding scientists, and we'd like to help you with that. At this point, what I'd like to do is introduce a few of the curators who serve as prospective mentors for various internships. And first, I mentioned Dr. Barbara Ambrose. Dr. Ambrose studies the evolution of the plant genome and how it is involved in plant development. And she's most interested in ferns. Dr. Andrew Henderson, as Dylan just mentioned, is studying the geography and diversity of Asian palms. I study the floristics and systematics of plants throughout North America, but I focus on the northeastern United States and adjacent Canada for the book that I'm preparing, what I call the New Manual. Dr. Gregory Plunkett studies the carrot family. He's interested in its evolution and its systematics and in its biogeography. Dr. Ina Vonderbrooks is an ethnobotanist who studies the Caribbean cultures and also their diaspora in New York City. And she's very interested in uses of plants by Caribbean natives, but also their medicinal applications and their health concerns. At this point, I would like to thank the many people and institutions who helped make this internship program possible. First and foremost, we have Dr. Scott Morai from New York Botanical Garden and Paul Parvis, who conceived of this idea and made it happen. Without them, we would not have this internship. And then I have many individuals to thank for the generous financial support. The Battens, the Littlejohns, Dwight Stocker and his family, Andrew Safran, the Yerkes family, Donald Stott, the Taft Headmaster Discretionary Fund, and an anonymous donor. I also want to give a shout out to Ms. Guadati, because without her role on the Taft side of things, again, we would not have the internship. She does a tremendous amount to help students here, as you know, and help make the internship run smoothly. And then finally, I thank Headmaster McMullen and Chris Latham and the Taft Science Department. Thank you very much.